Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is RJ. So today, yes, we are dropping back in on Townstar, but what we're going to be looking at is a step-by-step setup of the auto sell script, and I'm going to be including some details that I've not included in my previous auto sell script videos, so keep watching. Okay, and welcome to another video. And remember, if this is your first time visiting my channel and you want to learn more about how to earn cryptocurrency for free, about cloud mining sites, crypto investments and lots of other crypto related stuff, hit that subscribe button and don't forget to tag that notification bell so you're alerted to all my latest content as it comes online. Okay, so here we are in the free monthly server, looking at my little Townstar town, which just simply earns me my town coin while I'm waiting for the weekly competitions. So as you would probably remember from my previous video, I did say that I'm actually overseas at the moment. I'm not using obviously my main computer. I'm using a very little laptop, and my headset for some weird reason will not work with. I can't even use the headphones on my headset. I don't know why. Something weird's gone on with this laptop, so I can't use the microphone, I can't use the headset, nothing. But so if it sounds a bit echoey or a bit tinny, I'm very sorry. I'm having to use the microphones actually built into the laptop, so obviously apologies for that. But on a good note, the job that I've actually been sent over here to do, we found out when we got here that we can only actually do it when the plant's not open. So that means that most of the day I can spend sort of creating videos and checking things out for you guys. And for those of you that are not overly into Townstar, I know I've done a lot of videos recently to do with this subject. I really hoped that I was going to be able to do one on the season 3 for Roller Coin. That has not happened today. I do believe it's probably going to happen early or late this evening. It's probably going to kick off. So obviously I will be doing an in-depth look at that pretty soon as well. But let's get on with this video, and what we are looking at is, like I say, it's going to be a step-by-step tutorial on how to use the auto sell script. But I'm going to be including various details and talking to you about certain things that I've never sort of added into my previous videos, into the previous 2 videos. Recently there was an update. We were using, I think it was 2.1 or 2.2 of the version sell script. We're now on version 2.3. So what we're going to do, the first thing that you need to do is to get Tampermonkey, which is a browser extension added to your browser. So that's the first thing we're going to do. Okay, so as you can see here, we're using Google Chrome. On my main PC, I would use Brave browser. I use Brave browser pretty much most of the time. But what I've actually done is I've downloaded Google Portable just because it's lighter and because I'm running it on a laptop, and especially because I'm running it on a fairly old laptop. So I want it to be as light as possible so it works as fast as possible. Okay, so we'll go into extensions, or there you go, more tools, and then down to extensions. Here, click there, and then we'll click on web store, go agree, and then you just want to be typing Tampermonkey or Tamper into here. There is a beta version. I personally use the old version because I know it's stable and therefore you shouldn't have any issues with beta stuff. As we know, there is always the chance that something could go wrong. So click that, add to Chrome, add extension. Okay, I'm not really bothered about turning on the sync. So, okay, so that's added. Okay, so close that. Okay, so once you've added the extension, if you go into the little jigsaw piece, you'll see here it says Tampermonkey. If you click on the pin, that means it will always show in your toolbar or your browser bar at the top there, and you won't have to keep clicking on the little jigsaw piece. And then what you want to do is you click on there, and then you go to dashboard. Okay, so what this is going to do, this is going to bring up the ability for us to add new scripts. So the script that we want is going to be the auto sell script, and we just need to go and get that. I will put the link in the description to this page, but obviously you can just watch what I type as well. So it's Gala Analytics, and then you just click that. Okay, click Townstar, and then here you can see auto sell script version 1, and then you've got auto sell script version 2, which is, but it's actually now 2.3. When we go into Tampermonkey with this, you'll see that it does say 2.3 at the top, and that's what you need to be looking for. You've also got, if you scroll down here, you've got the enhanced leaderboard. Simply what that script will do is, when you've loaded that up and you've got that running, if you want to search someone in the leaderboard, so say you want to know exactly where the #1 player is, you can go into the leaderboard, click on the #1 player, and that script, the enhanced leaderboard script version 2, will basically zip you straight to where they are on the map, so you can actually see where they are. I've never used it personally, but it does sound like quite a good tool, and the production rate monitor is definitely something you want to get hold of. Basically what that does is that allows you to see the different production rates on your products that you are producing, so you can see how much steel you're making, how many uniforms you're making, how much wool you're producing, how much wool yarn you're producing, all the different products that you can produce in Townstar. That production rate monitor will give you a hourly or minute and hourly rate on how much you are producing over those time periods. So that is really worth getting as well, and I'll probably show you that in another video. Okay, so we want to get the Towstar auto sell script. So if we just click on here, you can, if you want, you can right click and then go save as, and then what that'll do is you can save it to a text file onto your computer. Basically what I do, I just generally open it up, and then I'll just copy the whole thing, and then we'll go back into Tampermonkey, and then what you want to be doing is clicking this plus sign. So if you click this plus sign, that means that you're going to add a new script. So we click that, and then you want to delete this and then just paste over it with what you've just copied. Okay, and then just go file, save, and now that is added into your Tampermonkey, ready for you to use in Townstar. As you can see here, it says Townstar Auto Sell 2.3, and like I said, it does say 2.3 there at the very top as well. Okay, so once you've got this, what you want to be doing, you want to obviously look at your build. And for those of you that don't know a whole lot about Townstar but think it looks like a fun and interesting way to earn yourself some free crypto, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link in the description to a playlist. Now that playlist contains lots of how-to tutorials and lots of other hints, tips and information for you. So go and check it out. But if you go right the way through to the end of this video, that link will be there also, so you can just click straight on it and get watching. So if we jump on over to our build, you can see the kind of things that you would want to be adding to your auto sell script. So obviously wool is the major thing that we're producing here with our sheep, so you would want to be adding that. If you're overproducing gasoline later on in your build, you can add that. So Obviously that gives you extra money, but it's also going to give you extra city points as well, which will help you move up the leaderboard, and all manner of things. If you're doing a big build such as like blue steel, you would probably be selling wool. You could be selling wool if you're overproducing wool, because you have to have wool to produce wool yarn, which then goes towards selling uniforms. Again, if you're overproducing uniforms, you can add that to your auto sell script as well. If you're overproducing iron, you're overproducing whatever. If you're, I mean, even to the point of some you'll find with big builds like your blue steel, things like your water drums. If you don't sort those out properly, you can have a problem where your man or your water drum girl, I can't remember what the character is, but if they're producing, if the facilities are producing so much water, your warehouses are filling up with water drums too fast, then what you can do is, if you don't correct that, you can end up with all your warehouses completely filled with water drums. So there's no place for you to store your steel. Store your iron. There's no place to store your steel. No place to store your blue steel, because your warehouses are absolutely chock-a-block full of water drums. But you might find that if you switch off a water facility or two water facilities, you're then not producing enough water drums for your steel plants and your mines. So sometimes it can be a real problem getting those to balance. So what you would do is you could say, right, I'm gonna sell a few of my water drums. So every time my water drums say reach 20, I'm gonna sell off 10, keep 10. So we get rid of 10, that gives us a little bit of money. But then we keep 10 so that there's still plenty there for the steel mills and for the iron mines to use, and they're not waiting for water drums to be put back in your warehouse. So to do all this, obviously you can see, like I said, we're selling wool on our little town, in our little town at the moment. So what you do is you'd add wool there. That will sell when it gets to 10. This far column, that is basically the column that you want to be putting your 10s in. Obviously, if you're either using a trade truck or a pier boat, they can only transport 10s at a time. If you're using a freight pier, that can then transport 100. So if you were doing something like silica, like we saw at the top there a minute ago, you were sending it by freight, you could have sell 100. So every time your silica reached 100 in your warehouses, that would then automatically sell that 100 for you, and then it would start building again. So like I say, you can basically, just by changing these things, you can add whatever you want. The only thing you have to remember is that whatever you add has to begin with a capital letter, and also if it is 2 words, it has to be separated by, I can never remember what that line is. So like, say for instance, water drums. So capital letter on your water, underscore, that's it. So then you put your underscore, and then you'd put capital letter on your drum, and then that would be how you would set up selling your water drums if you're selling them for, like I say, so like a blue steel build or anything that you're using water drums for. That is how you would set it up. And then, like I say, if you're just doing a standard sale, so you don't care about hanging on to anything, then you would just put 10s and 10s. Once that's done, you would then go save. So that tells you it's been saved. And then what you would have to do is then for your auto sell script to start working how you want it to work, once you've edited those items, you then have to refresh the page. The quickest way to do this is just simply press F5. So we press F5, everything seems like it's stopping. That will then refresh, and then your auto sell script will then kick in with the new things that you've added, whether it be that you're selling straight tens, or whether that you're selling some and you're keeping others. And we'll just wait for this, and we'll see how this comes up. I didn't see how many wool we had, but it might sell straight away because we might have had enough wool there ready to do that. We'll just hang on a sec. As you can see, my FPS is ridiculously low because this is, like I say, an old and very slow laptop. So sorry if you guys are having to wait a little bit for this. Okay, so there you go. So we're at 20 wool. So your auto sell script has already kicked straight in because we're into the express depot window. And then it should sell 10 of the wool. There we go. So the wool is getting loaded onto the back of the truck. That's going to go off, and then it's going to come back, and it will give us our money, which will go here into the bank, and then it will give us our 240 town city point, and that will be added in there. Okay, so we've got 11 seconds, 10 seconds. Nearly. Here we go, comes back. And the great thing as well, it will automatically cash it in for you as well. If you don't have the auto sell script and you send your truck off to delivery, when it comes back to actually claim your money rewards and your star points, you then normally have to click on the truck again to claim, but the auto sell script does all that for you. So obviously you can just continually keep selling. So lots of our wool has gone. When that comes back, you'll see that it will probably sell this 10 energy that we have. We have 13 energy. Obviously it sells in tens. Here we go. There you go. It selected the energy. Off it goes again. Straight, and it will come back and give you that cash and those city points. So you can see how it works. It works really well. You can see why people that use this script do really have a bit of a head start, or a bit of an advantage over people that don't use the script, because essentially if you don't mind leaving your PCs running, it will just sell for you 24/7. You will collect all your cash, and it will collect your city points, and then when you wake up in the morning, you've got a few million there ready to start building your main build. Okay, so one of the things I'm going to talk about that I don't normally talk about is how to set up when you only want to sell some of your items. So like I say, let's say for instance that you're producing wool yarn. So say you're trying to produce wool yarn, but you're overproducing wool, so you're getting tons of wool, and the fabric factories can't keep up. So what you would do, because also as well, you don't want, like I say, you don't want your factory workers to be waiting for that wool to build up again. So what you would do is you would say, right, okay, I want to sell 10, but what I'm going to do is I want to keep 5. So what that'll do is when your wool reaches 15, it will sell 10, leave that 5 for you in the store. So therefore your factory workers still have something to go at while your sheep and your ranchers are building up more wool. So that is what you can do there. So that, and like I say, you can do that for everything. Like if you're if you're producing loads of energy, say for instance, but say again on a blue steel build, one of your mines isn't quite getting enough energy from your power plants. Maybe it's one of the very extreme ones right at the very end, and you don't have enough power plants, or your power plants aren't positioned right, and one of them is just say it's only receiving one energy from the power plant rather than two. So therefore you've got to have something creating energy, but if you've got turbines or whatever it is, they will normally produce energy a lot faster than your mines will need it. So in that case, what you could say is, okay, I want to sell 10, but I want to hang on to 10. So that means when your energy builds up in the warehouse to 20, it will sell 10, and then it will leave that extra 10 there for your miners to come and collect for their mine. Now, the other thing that you can do is, again, like I say, with a blue steel build or something, you might find that you've got no end of things that you're having to sell just to try and keep that balance, and also maybe because you want to accrue more city points faster. You're trying to build up your bank because you've spent a lot of stuff building up your blue steel town. So you might want to add other things to the list. So you've got, obviously by default, you've got these ones here, so you can obviously propagate those with whatever you want by deleting the default ones like the wheat, the flour and that, and you could delete them. So you could put in steel, you could put in blue steel, all these kind of things. But if you look then, you're like, oh man, I filled them all up, I need to add one more thing. This is how you do it. I don't think I've even seen anyone actually show how to do this on a video. Maybe I've missed it. Obviously I've not watched everybody's auto sell script video, but on the ones I have, I've never seen anyone show you guys how to do this. So if you literally just want to add one more, or even however many more items you want to, all you do is you got to copy that line. So go copy, come to the end, press return, Control V, that adds in a new line, and then you can then propagate that area with whatever it is you're trying to sell. So that, and you can do that for as many items as you want, but, and this is something else that I've never heard anyone talk about when it comes to this auto sell script, is you have to realize the auto sell script prioritizes everything in order. So imagine that your town is really running low on cash. You're running massively low on cash. Your workers are just about to go to sleep. You've got one fuel left because your fuel dump is not quite finished. You've got one fuel left. You're using your auto sell script, and you're producing wool, like our little town is producing wool. But at the same time, you're also selling energy, like we've just done. If you have your energy in the top slot and your wool in the second slot, when your truck returns and it goes to load up the next delivery, if the wool and the energy are both at 10, it's going to prioritize the first one in the list. So if that's the case, and like I say, your town is running massively low on cash, your truck comes back, you've got your wool at 10, your energy is at 10, they're both ready to sell, but your energy is in the top slot, it will sell your energy first. And for energy, you're only going to get, I think it's like $1,500 or something like that, $1,500, and about 10 city points. whereas your wool is going to give you $45,000 and 240 city points. Obviously, $1,500 is not really going to go very far to paying your workers. Therefore, you probably won't have enough time to produce another fuel. You probably won't have enough time before your workers fall asleep, and that could well be the end of your town. Or it would mean you would have to sell something. So you could sell a power plant, you could sell a refinery to put a bit more cash in your bank to get those workers working again. But simply the easiest way to do it is make sure that whatever you want to sell as a priority, that takes precedent in this list. So we're producing wool, you put the wool at the top. That is that's the one that's going to give you the most money and the most city points. So put that in the top. Once you've developed your town, and if you've got fabric plants but you're not quite at the point of selling uniforms, then move your wool into second place and put wool yarn into first place. It's going to give you way more city points. It gives you something like about 2,000 and something city points, and it still gives you a decent amount of money. But obviously those city points are massively important when it comes to where you're placing on that leaderboard. So like I say, just be mindful of that, and make sure that whatever you are entering into this auto sell script, you are putting it in the priority that you want it to be sold, in the eventuality that you end up in a situation like I've just talked about. And because you could be sitting there and you'd be like, yeah, you know, I've just got enough money, I know I've got one fuel left, we're gonna be absolutely fine, my auto sell script's going to sell my wool, and then we'll have 45,000 back in the bank, and we're ready to keep building and get rolling. But then, like I said, if your energy is in the first spot and they're both at 10, they're both ready to sell, it's going to sell your energy first. So like I say, just keep that in mind. Make sure that whatever you want to sell, your priority is to sell. That's how you've got to list it. List everything in the way you want it to be sold. So obviously once your uniform build is finished, you would prioritize uniforms. Then you might prioritize wool yarn. Then you might prioritize, if you're overproducing cotton yarn and you don't want your warehouses to just get filled up with cotton, like what we were talking about with the water drums, you would then put, say, okay, I'm going to sell 10 cotton yarn, and I'm going to keep 10 cotton yarn, because in a uniform build, you always have loads more factories producing cotton yarn than you do have producing wool yarn. And also as well, your uniform factories that are actually producing the uniforms are going to use way more cotton yarn, because they only need one wool yarn but they need 3 cotton yarn. So that's another reason why you'd set it to, say, 10 cotton yarn, sell 10 cotton yarn, and then keep 10 cotton yarn. But like I say, it's just things you've got to remember to do. So it's just going to keep your build going forward smoothly, keep that money coming in, and those city points moving you up that leaderboard. Okay, so that is pretty much it. I just wanted to do a quick run through, but I wanted to add those extra details in because they're not ones I've ever added to any video when I've talked about the auto sell script before. And I've had quite a lot of new subscribers and new members that are asking me these kind of questions, so that is why I've produced this video today. I really hope it's helpful. I hope you found it informative. And if you are interested in that playlist that I talked about earlier, it's probably on your screen right now. So get clicking and get watching. And if you can smash that like button, really supports my channel, which then helps me bring more content to you. So take care, have a great rest of your week, and I'll speak to you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.